Hare Krishna. We all want to be happy, but why do we care about happiness? What do we think makes us happy and what actually does make us happy? There are countless ideas about what happiness is and how we can get some. His Grace Vanamali Prabhuji will give discourse to make our life content and happy. Our speaker, His Grace Vanamali Prabhuji, holds a bachelor degree of science in physics. Before joining in ISKCON, he was serving as a military officer in Indian Army. He joined the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the year 1996. And in the year 1998, he joined Brahmachari Ashram in Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari Temple, Juhu, in Mumbai. He is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who is a senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. He was a former vice president of ISKCON Meera Road Temple and presently serving as a counselor to congregations. He also does preaching programs for youth all over Mumbai, Thane and some parts of Rajasthan like Udaipur and Bhilwara. He also travels to East Africa for preaching. So let us hear nectar from his mouth. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. International Society for Krishna Consciousness welcomes all of you for this happiness course. Our course on happiness is based on the statement by the founder Acharya of our society. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada says, we want to give that kind of happiness which will be ever increasing, unlimited, uninterrupted, and never exhausted. That kind of happiness we want to give. This is our mission for giving happiness. Yes, last session we saw that we require happiness. That kind of happiness which is ever increasing, unlimited and uninterrupted, because that is our nature. And in our search for this happiness, we find that we end up not getting happiness. Where are we going wrong? We saw that our mistake was in our identity. We identify ourselves as the body, whereas our real identity is that we are soul. Now that we require happiness, if we require something in life, we go to a source. Like I want some food grains, I go to the grocery shop. I require some clothes, I go to the cloth shop. I require some books, so I go to the stationery shop. So where is the shop or the source or the factory or where I can get happiness? So it is said that the source of everything is God. In English, it's very simple. The word God starts with G and then goes on to O and D. G stands for generator, the source, the supreme source, the source of everything, for whom there is no source is called as the supreme source. That is G. So we see the earth, water, fire, air, ether, everything comes from where? If we try analyzing, we find that it's not coming from any factory, it's not coming from any shop, it's coming from a supreme source. So that is what we are trying to analyze in this course. Why is it difficult to understand or experience God. Many times people get bewildered seeing unhappiness in this world. They say that if God is the source of everything, God is source of happiness, then why there is unhappiness in our life, in our neighborhood, in our country, in this world, why there is unhappiness? Once there was a barber, and in his saloon came the father of a church, and the barber was doing his job and the father was reading the Bible, and as he was reading the Bible, the barber was also talking. When the job was finished, the barber told the father that, you know, Father, that I don't believe in the existence of God. The father was surprised and he wanted to immediately respond, but he somehow resisted, kept mum, but felt very bad, hurt, and he went out with a heavy heart. He wanted to give a solid reply to this person and somehow or other help him and remove his ignorance. As soon as he went out, he saw there a thin looking man with long mustache, long beard and long curly hair coming till the shoulder. Oh, he was happy and he called this young man to come with him. And he again entered the saloon and he said, my dear barber, you know one thing, I don't believe in existence of barber in this city. So this barber started laughing. What do you mean? You're right in the saloon, in my saloon. No, I don't believe. Why? Then the father said, if there was saloon in this town, then why is it that this young man is having beard, mustache and long curly hair? The barber laughed. This is his problem. Yes, that is what I want to tell. God is source of happiness. Like there is saloon in the town, but this young man is not coming to the saloon. That's why he is growing long hair. Similarly, God is the source of happiness, and the problem is the people who don't come to God, they end up being unhappy. So in this way, the father very nicely proved that yes, it's not the problem with God, it's problem with people not approaching God, the supreme source of happiness. So God is the supreme source of happiness. Then why is it that we are not able to experience God, we are not able to see God, we are not able to understand God, who is the source of happiness, from whom we can get that unlimited, ever increasing, uninterrupted happiness? Why? Yes, as in the previous session we saw that to experience something we require the sense organs, senses. To see something, the figure, the color and the shape, we require eyes. To hear something melodious, we require ears. To smell something, we require nose. And to taste something, we require tongue. And to feel something which is soft, hard, warm, cold, we require skin. And in the previous session we saw to experience soul, Sachid Ananda, soul which is eternal, full of knowledge and blissful. To experience that soul, we require pure mind. And similarly, to experience God everywhere, in every particle, in every living being's heart, we require one organ, that is called as intelligence. Yes, 200 years ago or so, in India, which was being ruled by the Britishers, during those days, the Britishers had schools, the Gurukuls were out, and young Indian children, they used to come for learning in the classes, and the teachers used to be from Great Britain, and they used to teach the children all the various subjects. Among the teachers, in one class, there was a student who was very intelligent, and in this class there was a teacher who was really atheistic, and he was giving tough time to the students, and one day he crossed the limit. He asked the student, "Can you see the board?" The children said, "Yes." That means there is board. "Can you see the window?" The children said, "Yes." That means there is window. "Can you see the tree outside the window?" Children said, "Yes." That means there is a tree. "Can you see the sun beyond, above the tree?" The children said, "Yes." That means there is sun. And there was a student who was absent. "Can you see the student named Ganesh?" Then the student said, "No." That is because there is no Ganesh here. Then he asked, "Can you see God?" All the children were taken aback. They knew it's a trap. They knew that he is trying to prove that there is no God. "Answer my question. Can you see God?" The children were surprised and they were hesitating, but he said, "Answer my question." He said, "No." That means there is no God. You all are just blindly believing some God exists. There is nothing called God. If there was God, we could see it like we see the board, the tree, the window and the sun. So the children were upset. One intelligent boy got up and he said, "Sir, excuse me, sir, if you permit, with due respect and permission, can you give me a chance to ask some questions?" The teacher said, "Okay." So this boy asked the class, "My dear students, I am throwing some questions, you please answer." Children started hearing. "Okay, well, can you see the board?" The children said, "Yes." That means there is board. "Can you see the window?" They said, "Yes." That means there is window. "Can you see the tree?" The students said, "Yes." That means there is tree. "Can you see the sun?" Yes. They said, "Yes." That means there is sun. "Can you see the student named Ganesh?" Then they said, "No." That means there is no Ganesh. "Can you see the professor?" All the students said, "Yes." "Can you see the teacher?" They said, "Yes." "Can you see the intelligence in the professor?" Then all the children, they understood what is the answer for it, but they kept mum and they wanted to laugh, but they forced themselves not to laugh. And the teacher also understood. Yeah, he was feeling embarrassed and he was feeling as if either the earth should split or the sky should lift him or he should vanish in thin air, but nothing was happening. Then this student again shouted, "Tell me, can you see the professor?" They said, "Yes." "Can you see the intelligence in the professor?" They were not answering, but they wanted to burst into laughter. But he again shouted, "Tell me." Then they said, "Can you see the intelligence?" They said, "No." That means there is no intelligence in this teacher. So that teacher got bewildered. Then this intelligent boy said, yes, my dear sir, there is, to see God, we require intelligence. Just because we don't see something doesn't mean we there is that the thing does not exist. Like we can feel, we can breathe air, but we cannot see. Just because we cannot see air, it doesn't mean there is no existence of the air. Similarly, just because we cannot see God, it doesn't mean there is no existence of God. To feel God, to see God, to understand God, we require intelligence. And with due respect, I would like to say that is not with you. So the whole class started laughing. The point is, to understand God, we require intelligence. Yes. And this brilliant student who answered very brilliantly is none other than Swami Vivekanand, who later on became a great saint and a leader of our country. So intelligence, when it's pure or sharp, we can experience God everywhere. So in this way, we are able to understand God. God is the supreme source, is the source of happiness. So in this way, we can experience God everywhere. So the belief in God is dependent on our pure intelligence. Once there was a baby child who had a problem with heart, and the parents had gone to the best of the doctor. This is a real life story, and the best of the doctors in Baroda was Dr. Mehta, and he was one of the best doctors in India and all over the world. And to get appointment from this Dr. Mehta was very difficult. After 3 months one gets appointment. So the parents came, and Dr. Mehta saw the case, and he said that this child is just going to exist for a few months, almost 6 months or 7 months, that's all. The parents were feeling very bad, they were upset, they were into depression. They said that, doctor, please do something. And the doctor said that, yes, I'll do the required but needful, but there is no guarantee. The guarantee is that 80% chances of failure and 20%, it's up to you. The parents, for the parents, the child is very dear, apple of the eye, said that, doctor, please do anything. Our child is our life. Please save. We will take the chance even if it is 80% negative. So the operation has to take place. For 1 week, many kinds of tests were taken in the hospital, and the child was going through all the various tests. And at the time of operation, the day of operation, Dr. Mehta came. He was looking very enthusiastic, fresh. The baby child, who was around, a girl child around 5 years old, she was in the stretcher, and as soon as she was about to enter the operation theatre, Dr. Mehta happened to come, and doctor said good morning, and the girl also said good morning, doctor. See, and the girl smiled, Dr. Mehta smiled. The girl said, doctor, today are you going to operate my heart? Are you going to tear my heart? Then Dr. Mehta said, yes, that is the part of operation, and don't worry, you are in safe hands and everything will go well. The child said, I have no worries, but I have some questions. He said, don't worry, everything will be taken care of. I am not in anxiety, I have no worries, I have two questions to ask. Okay, Dr. Mehta said, please ask. And when the child asked the question, she asked, Doctor, can you tell me? Can you tell me one thing? My mother every day in the night tell me that pray because the God is in the our heart. So now that you are going to tear my heart in during the operation, my question is, which region of the heart is God? So Dr. Mehta was taken aback and he smiled because he was an atheist. Then again the child put the second question, and how does he look? And Dr. Mehta smiled, don't worry my child, everything will be fine. The child was given anesthesia and the operation went for 2 hours, and as the operation was going on, at one stage the blood flow to the heart stopped. That means the heart stopped functioning. Dr. Mehta saw all the monitors and found that the monitor shows that heart stopped functioning. That means the girl is dead. Dr. Mehta said, okay, wind up, this is a gone case, take the body back. And as soon as he ordered this, he remembered the girl asking the question. Then again he said, okay, let me see, try to answer the girl's question. And he prayed sincerely, if there exists God, please let me see so that I can answer this small girl's query or question. And he tried to see the heart, but nothing he could see. And he again wanted to remove the gloves and said, wind up. But as he said wind up, the junior doctor who is assisting Dr. Mehta gave him an elbow knock. So Dr. Mehta's attention, to draw Dr. Mehta's attention, and the junior doctor was telling, look at the monitor, it started functioning. That means look at the heart started functioning. That means the blood started flowing. Dr. Mehta was surprised. In his 30 years of experience, never ever was such a case where the heart stopped functioning and again it started functioning. So he was taken aback. Then he said to the juniors and the doctor, compounders and the nurse that come back, let us start the operation. And the operation went on for another 6 hours and the girl survived and she was taken to the ICU. Dr. Mehta was happy, no end to his bliss. And next day morning, Dr. Mehta though was very enthusiastic and happy, but he looked little worried. During the course of the breakfast with his colleague, he said that I'm little not so happy. So the colleague said, why? I have to answer the girl's question. And he told him the whole story. Then the colleague doctor was little bit theist, that means believed in God. He said that yes, you can answer the girl by telling that there is God, but we cannot see the God with these eyes, but we can feel the God with the miracles happening around. And to understand this miracle, we require little intelligence. And Dr. Mehta was very surprised with this answer, very much approved this answer, and he was very happy. Yes, to understand God, we require intelligence. And from that day, Dr. Mehta became a theist, and before every operation, he used to pray to the God and started believing God. To understand God, we require intelligence, pure, sharp intelligence. And with this understanding, we can feel God, the source of happiness, ever increasing, unlimited, uninterrupted happiness. And if we start experiencing this happiness, our life will be blissful. Hare Krishna.